Hey guys, it's Nick, and let's talk about this ongoing rebuild the Chicago Blackhawks are in. As you know, there's been a lot of reports that have been going out, and it's involving probably, arguably, our number one player on the team, and number 12, Alex DeBrincat. You can argue that by the fact we also still have Patrick Kane. Well, this could involve Patrick Kane. There's been rumors going out that the Hawks are willing to take on offers on anyone on this team except for Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, and Seth Jones because they do have no movement clauses on their contracts. Okay, but they do have a young 40 goal scorer, two times that is, who potentially has a chance to do a 50 goal season, and number 12, Alex DeBrincat. There's been reports flying out from Elliotte Freidman, Mark Lazerus, Scott Powers, Frank Silverelli about Alex DeBrincat and how the Hawks could be putting him on the market to trade him. This team, we know it. We're going to be terrible for a while. We have a rebuild in process. We don't even know who our head coach is going to be going into the 22-23 NHL season. Right there's an issue, okay? But the main thing is the Hawks and Alex DeBrincat. DeBrincat, from what it's shown, has shown that he's willing to go through this rebuild. And that's a good thing to hear from a player who's a star in this NHL. You have a star scoring winger who can put up 40 goals a season. Good. And he's willing to stay apart and be part of the process of a rebuild. That sounds good. But the talks of the Hawks could trade him, it's frankly not a good thing. Because he's a bona fide 40 goal scorer who can help be that player to build around. He could be the next captain of the Chicago Blackhawks if Jonathan Toews decides to retire or down the line and when Toews is probably not with the team. I don't want to say traded because there's been talks that he could be traded. But the talks of Alex DeBrincat, a young forward that's only 24 years old, right there, that's a player you should build around. He's young. He's already a star in the NHL. He's had two 40-goal seasons. One season that was just an off season, it seemed like, in the 1920 shortened COVID pandemic season that we went into the bubble to the playoffs. But this is a thing. The Hawks have a player who's already wearing an A at the age of 24. He's already a captain on the team. And he's a high-scoring offensive threat. There's a thing with this. If you're going to trade him, you're going to lose fans to this team. The Hawks will lose fans. Do they want another situation where more fans are not wanting to show up to games because you're going to ice a terrible team? Look at the Chicago Cubs. They blew up their entire team in the trade deadline for the MLB a year ago. Now they have one of the worst run baseball teams thinking they are a small market baseball team. The Ricketts are cheap. We all know that. But here's the Chicago Blackhawks. You have issues already with fans now because you had a hard scandal that came out that you're at fault, and fans were honestly livid. They were fed up with how the organization was doing stuff. That happens. You have a situation where we're going to be in a rebuild. More fans are not going to want to show up to games, even though it's going to be hard to show why not to show up because of a rebuild. But I'm still going to go to games. Trust me, I will, and I will watch all 82 games a season. That's how I am. I'm going to do this. But here's the situation. The Hawks are in a sticky one because you're going into a season where we all figure the Hawks next year will frankly suck. Okay, we're going to try and go for first overall pick next year for Connor Bedard. That's fine. I'm okay with that idea. But the issue is you're not going to have star talent if you trade away Alex DeBrincat. There's a thing with this. DeBrincat's already a star. He's young enough to build around. He will not lose that touch by the end of this rebuild. It's over. He shouldn't, at least. He's only 24 years old. He's already a 40 goal scorer. Could be a 50 to 55 goal scorer in his career. That's how lethal of a goal scorer he is. You have that on your team. If you're trading him, you're not going to get the talent of Alex DeBrincat back. You won't, because it's hard. Goal scorers do not come on trees. And when was the last time we really had a premier goal scorer like Alex DeBrincat? Not really anyone. Kane, he's put up 30 goal seasons. He had a 40 goal season in his career, but he's always been a playmaker. The last real true sniper on the Blackhawks before Alex DeBrincat that I could really name was honestly Jeremy Roenick, and that was in the 90s. You're going into a rebuild. You need some players to build around. Alex DeBrincat is that type of player. Dylan Strome, who's a RFA, a restricted free agent, who could be even let go because the Hawks might even do this, unqualify him for free agency, where he can walk and go to any other team. You have a good center in Strome. You have a good scorer in DeBrincat. You could build from them. You keep Patrick Kane around because he's still going to produce his numbers that he does. Right there you have one line. Then you build your team with like Kirby Dach, Lucas Reichel, and Colton Dach, for instance. That's the name I'm just throwing out there. Because Colton could be a good prospect to watch out for. The Hawks just need to look. Alex DeBrincat is a bona fide 40 goal scorer, could be more to a 50 goal scorer in the NHL. This team's going to be terrible, yes, but the issue is you need players to build around to get a rebuild to go. And, well, Alex DeBrincat could be that player who could be the next captain of the Chicago Blackhawks if Patrick Kane wanted to walk free agency next year. Hopefully he doesn't. I would love to see him retire a Hawk. If Jonathan Toews retires or he goes to a different team, again, would like to see Toews retire a Hawk. You just need to look at this. The Hawks have a player in DeBrincat you can build around, and, well, if they trade him, you're not going to get the package they need. So down in the comments down below, I want to hear what your thoughts are on all the rumors going around on Alex DeBrincat, because if we trade him, this team is going to be viewed as a 90s expansion team, a terrible type of hockey team back in the 90s, with how it could look. With multiple prospects, a few bad contracts, and older players. That's what it could look like if Alex DeBrincat is gone. You could keep DeBrincat for 8 years plus, and he's still going to score. So I want to hear what your thoughts are on the Alex DeBrincat stories that are coming out, that the Hawks could trade him, because frankly, I don't want to see this happen. And thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, please don't trade DeBrincat, extend him, and let's go Hawks.